Hi guys,
Hello.
welcome back to part 2 of our 10 tips.
Yeah.
If you've missed part 1, we'll link it in the description or we'll link it here somewhere and you can go back and watch the first 3. So this is carrying on from those. The first 3 were kind of, we covered, don't worry, we can cut it out. So
on with our tips, part 2 of our tips.
Yep.
What's tip number 4?
Tip number 4, I think, is staying humble. And I think that this is vitally important. It is really, really important because as a foreigner coming over to China especially, you become the kind of like the star.
Yeah, you do.
And if you go to, especially if you go to smaller cities or even if you go to bigger cities, you're still the star. You're the new person on the block, you're the new person in the school, you're the new person in your community where you live, etc. And sometimes you can really lose
perspective. It goes to your head.
It can go to your head.
As I was saying, the city's not so much these days because there's lots of foreigners around. And as you can imagine, China's done massive development and growth, and more foreigners have been here.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a real differentiation between being in a city and being in the country.
Yeah.
When we went to some country towns, we were the only foreigners there in sometimes millions of population.
Mm.
And so guys here, adults and children, see clips of foreigners, but they never see it in the flesh. So don't be surprised if, honestly, you can get somebody coming up and looking at you like this.
This close.
And literally we have. We've been sitting in a popular restaurant at the window to our initial mistake, and as a crowd standing at the window after a little while, watching us eat. What do foreigners do? Do they use chopsticks? Do they eat with their mouth? Honestly, and it's just, these guys here are amazing. We're talking about China in particular.
Mm.
Their curiosity and their lack of fear is unbelievable. It's off the charts. They're curious about everything, and you'll see that when they go overseas, right? I'm getting off topic, but they're curious, but they're not shy.
Yeah.
They're not shy to talk to you, and they're not shy to watch you and look at you. You can see a Chinese person coming up to you, can't you, Don? They can have the most neutral face. As soon as you smile, there's the biggest smile back. But being humble is important because you will get an inflated sense of significance.
You will get lots of people wanting to talk to you. You will get people wanting to take photos with you.
Yep.
You will want people will just follow you.
And people will ask you back to their house for dinner or tea.
Yeah, not in a bad way. They won't follow you in a bad way. They'll just want to listen to you. So you'll often hear, we go to Luckin, which is kind of like a Starbucks.
Shop.
Yeah, it's a better version of Starbucks.
And you can't say that, but anyway.
And you'll often hear them, you see their body, it's like they're listening. Or you see little kids and they just kind of wander past you, but they'll slowly.
Or they'll stand next to your table and just watch.
Yeah. Or they can be this close.
Yeah.
And they don't seem to have a social filter or what is it called? Personal space doesn't exist.
Yeah, personal space does not exist. So, really, all you can say is get used to it.
Yeah.
It's part of the culture here, and it's part of their intrigue.
Mm-hmm.
It's not malicious at all. It's not negative at all. It's them wanting to know about you, and they will invite you to their home. They will invite you for a drink, or they'll just start up a conversation with you. Not always to practice their English, but to get to know you.
Yeah.
So we're still an intrigue over here, and,
we are, yeah.
And it's still good. So that's a good tip, Di. Stay humble.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's really hard, and we often, just one little segue here, we often find it with a lot of guys coming in, like male teachers. They get so much attention from the Chinese teachers, and so guys, just try and stay humble, stay true to who you are.
Yeah, and it's a different culture.
Yeah.
So you will get attention, but that attention isn't an amorous sort of attention.
It's not a flirty one at all.
Yeah,
they just want to engage with you.
Yeah.
Okay, so stay humble, stay kind.
Good tip.
Yeah.
Good tip. Number 2, connect with your colleagues.
Yeah.
Connect with your colleagues. What that really means is that you're in a school, you're in an environment, new language, new country, new environment, new job. Keep connected with your colleagues. You will learn a heap from them.
Yeah.
Just have some fun. Go out with your colleagues, your local, your Chinese colleagues, and as well as your other foreign teachers. But stay connected. Get involved. Unless you're going to go off and have a particular purpose, like you want to study the language every night, so now I can't go out for a drink or food or anything. Fair enough, whatever. Everybody's different, but stay connected, because sometimes you really do need that support. Yeah. Sometimes you really do need that connection to another foreign country, or just somebody who's not Chinese.
Sometimes I found, even though we've been together here, is having that other is having that other female to talk to.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Fair enough.
Just nothing about girl stuff. It's just having that other perspective. I love.
Me too. I need to play soccer and drink my beers.
There's a sense of humour coming in there. But you do. You definitely need to. And even us, we found that we were often quite a lot older than a lot of the teachers coming that were at the school, but you still have to make that connection. And it's easy. It's different to being at home. Everyone kind of wants to connect. They want to become a family outside of their home country.
And also for different reasons, different cultures, wherever you're from, you may have a different reason. Here, it's very community-based, it's very family-based. So the family is the strong unit here, and that everything revolves around family here.
It's really important around Christmas time,
yeah, true.
Because they don't celebrate Christmas. I mean, you'll have celebrations within your school, perhaps, but they don't celebrate Christmas. It's a working day. A lot of schools will give you the day off or half day off, but it's really good if you can bring your collective team together or your colleagues together and celebrate Christmas.
We had a popular hamburger type food for Christmas Day once, as we were watching a Chinese performance or judging a Chinese performance, because it was a work day. So be prepared to let go of your old expectations and traditions, just to learn some new ones.
Yeah. And also with your colleagues, you can definitely recreate Christmas Day. I remember one time we all put money in, and we had a turkey that we cooked at the school. Because it was a work day, the cooks cooked it for us in the morning. We took it back to one of the other colleagues' places in the afternoon. We all brought something, and we had like a secret Santa, and we had like the big Christmas lunch or dinner or something, whatever it was. But it was memorable, and it made you realize that it's nice to have family, of course, but this is your Chinese family, and this is your kind of like, so many different cultures were coming through on that Christmas Day. So many different traditions. It was really nice. So stay connected with your colleagues.
Okay, what's our next tip, dude? That was a good one.
Our next tip is, as well as staying connected to your colleagues, stay connected to home.
Yeah, very important.
It's really, really important.
Well, because even though you might be escaping your hometown or your country for a particular reason, you are coming into an extremely foreign environment.
Yeah. It's not only coming into a foreign environment, but you need to still stay connected with home. So before you leave your home country, make sure you...
So you're right, Di, staying connected with family is really important. And what you mean in a technical sense as well, like make sure that you have, as you said, your VPNs, make sure that you maybe bring a hard drive with movies. You don't want to use up all your data or a lot of data. Let's say downloading movies or connecting to those foreign websites. So bring things that are comfortable, make you feel comfortable and remind you of home. And everybody's got a different family situation, but it's still good to let people know what you're doing and to keep in contact.
And, let's be realistic here. You do get to a point where you do go through a honeymoon period. You hear everything's exciting. You don't think about home. And you hit that brick wall.
Yeah, you do.
You do. Maybe it might be that you're not feeling well one day, or just
something triggers
you.
Yeah, something that usually happens. Mummy brings me milk and cookies when I feel sick. So and you don't have that. You're all alone, or you've just got your work colleagues or some new Chinese friends, and they don't know milk and cookies is. No, that's not true.
Or your chicken soup that your mum might make for you is not the same chicken soup.
Yeah, it's chicken feet soup.
It's chicken bone soup. But
But stay connected.
Stay
And that's
connected.
the 3 tips for part 2.
So staying humble, connect with your colleagues, and connect with home.
Good job.
Like, share, subscribe, and stay tuned for part 3.
Part 3.